Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. This is George Onyibi, and of course, this morning, I want us to look at a message I simply titled, Exposing the Issue Behind Society Fairness, behind civil fairness, the hypocrisy behind it. Of course, in the entire Nigerian state, but of course, appealing to the conscience of our people in the South region of Nigeria. If you observe in recent time, there's been a lot of terrorist activities, a lot of issues of insecurity within the Delta State axis, where I come from. There are rumors of Fulani herdsmen stopping people from going to farm, to the extent that most schools are shut down because of Fulani herdsmen. But believe me, I have outgrown that stage that believe in mercy, hearsay. Because to certain extents, we know what is happening in Nigeria. But this is not to exonerate anybody. But it's a dicey situation, like I will always tell you. When is a Fulani herdsman, not a Fulani herdsman? These are issues that we need to pay attention on. When we are talking and making our people to see certain things their mind cannot comprehend, some of them feel, what is he saying? What is he saying? There is no problem. If you don't want it to be stopped before they get to you, and then when they get to you, you will be the one that will be addressing the issue. How many years is Nigeria? All this while we hypocritically pretend we want a better nation, but our action denies what we say. And now, when you talk about the insecurity in the Southeast, believe me, Igbo people will be happy. The Biafra Igbo people will be happy. Is that not what we were saying? That is why we were fighting for Biafra. Now it has come to you. Come and address the issue. Those of you Igbo Biafra, we already know you. That is why our voice is not very strong and loud. Because we truly want to know, are these people Fulani herdsmen or these people are Igbo herdsmen? Because these are the two tribes that don't want other tribes to rest in Nigeria. For God knows why. Fulani people believe that by their business, they can mesmerize the rest of Nigeria and have their way. Igbo people believe that by their shenanigans, they can subdue everybody and have their way. That does not mean we do not have people in our region who can do the same thing. But then, addressing the issue of fairness, talking about civil fairness, society fairness, religious fairness, whatever fairness, economic fairness, as a people, we don't need to be hypocritical. And I'm saying this first of all to remind my Anyoma people, to remind the entire South, that to be able to comb this insecurity, it is simple. Let me reiterate again. You see all these communities. I think in 2020, the governors in the South came together. They tried to discuss how they should form a regional security outfit, like the Yoruba already have Omotekun, like the Igbo already have Ibubago. Of course, the Arewa Consultative Forum, they have so many of them. But the South people don't have. And this issue has been on. They don't even have a name. They don't even exist. But at least if they are able to conceive it, that means it's a way to go. Like I tell those in the local communities, you have been trying to fight this war alone as a village. You will not win. Most especially when those who are supposed to give you the necessary support has become accomplished in this whole issue. You will never win. Let me break it down before we go into details. If Umunede is under attack, by, let us assume, the popular name, herdsmen, Fulani men. Only Umunede cannot defend her outpost. Because of multiple communities that share boundary with Umunede, it is impossible for Umunede to contain them. Because these people are not invincible. Ndi wenye sene eka dwokpa uru ifeishi. Forget about all this rubbish they are doing. But then you need to know the area where you are functioning before you launch. And so to stop these people, it's a very simple thing. You can't contain them in Umunede. Because by the time you chase them, they will run to Tulukbu, or they will run to Tokpo, or they will run to Ekukwabo, or they will run to Ekuoma, or they can run to Ibudu, they can run to Biri, they can run to Emohon. You're surrounded by many communities. And you see, because this community security outfit does not recognize the next community, they will have a free exit. It's just for them to jump from Umunede and enter Ekuoma. Or from Ekuoma jump and enter Ibudu. Or maybe the other way around. From Umunede, they go to Emohon. From Emohon, they enter Mbiri. And of course, they are in Urugudu already. But creating this network is not going to be easy. But that is the only way out. That is why each time I'm calling my Nyoma people, wake up, do like this. Most of them don't understand. What we are doing here is the only way to salvage the next generation of our people. Because it's obvious to you now that there is no fairness on this issue. And then we should not be hypocritically pretending we're playing a game of fairness. But let me see how I can make you understand. And then if communities cannot work together to set up a security outfit to checkmate all these, I call them common criminals, all of them petty criminals. It's a shame we allow them to put us on our heels. Now we are running. Hey, we go home, oh, close, oh, Fulani herdsmen, oh, in your central land. God will punish the people. But I blame you. Because in your tiny mind, you think you have sense. This is how we were telling Igbo people. This is how we told Nnamdi Kanu. Don't you see what is happening in the southeast? Now, the water has gone to their neck. It has gone to their neck now that they cannot even accuse the government of the day anymore. They can't even accuse Fulani herdsmen anymore. Because they have done worse to their people than any other outsider can do. When we were shouting, it looks like, no, they hate us, they hate us, they hate Ndigbo, they hate Ndigbo. What is happening in the southeast? I listened to one buffoon trying to justify what is happening in Imo State, blaming it to the governor of Imo State. But whether you like, blame governor of Imo State from here till tomorrow. The truth now is that Imo people are not enjoying it. Anambra people are not enjoying it. Southeast are not enjoying it. Who gave birth to it? And so by the time you catch 3 criminals, and all of them are Igbo, come and call Fulani herdsmen. Let's see who will listen to you. Remember, our topic is exposing the hypocrisy behind society or social fairness. You should understand what that means. And so in a time like this, we are here to do just that. And while we are appealing to the conscience of our people, while we are appealing to our Nyoma people, we are so extending it to the rest of the South. Because as of today, this is the place we have to call our home. This is how it happens. Those schools they have been able to close down in the name of insecurity. Those students and children are losing out already. And those of you who cannot go to farm anymore, your farming skill is dying down gradually already. Your business will suffer later on. Your home will not be comfortable for you anymore. You will end up behaving like Igbo people who on nature, Anambra cannot contain them. Now all of them have jumped back into Asaba. But they will think it's hatred that drives us. No. They had the privilege to stop this thing. But they love to hypocritically present issue. That is our problem. Now we have lost our voice because of Igbo people. But you still have the privilege to correct the errors of the past by coming together to heed to our advice. We want to build a healthy nation, a very prosperous Nigeria. That is what some of us stand for. But while we are trying to do this, charity begins at home. I will not come out and start shouting, oh, there is problem in Satan Kaduna, oh, there is problem in here, there is problem, and then my house is under fire. Maybe it's not making sense to you. And maybe where you call is not happening in your quarters, or you think you dash it out. My brother, these people are testing the water. Deepest calleth unto depth. Maybe you will understand. Now, why did I say this? If Nigeria was a country that focused her energy, resources, and time in the project of addressing the issue of fairness, talking about society fairness, economic fairness, religious fairness, political fairness, to mention but a few, we will be doing competition to see who is the best, not who will undo the other. Because the current day Nigeria is about who undo the other. That is why some ethnic group will forge number and tell you they are majority. That is why once you are minority, whatever they say, that is how it is. And somewhere along the line, in their hallucinated mind, they think they are building a very viable nation. Everybody can be deceiving themselves, but it's just a matter of time. It will dawn on all of us. And believe me, like I have warned, even more than 4 years before now, I said the problem we are facing in Nigeria today is a problem between Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo. The extent it escalates determines how many of the minority they are able to win to their side. That is the problem. If the Igbo people have had the opportunity to drag the South into their hopelessness of Biafra, by now, Nigeria will understand what it means. But the issue of Biafra is not selling because we did not subscribe to it anymore. And because we did not subscribe it to anymore does not mean they are the only one playing that game. But then, if these issues are not managed, I need you to observe it. Since I had a fallout with Nnamdi Kanu, where is Biafra? But then they didn't get it. Only somebody who is insane can come from the south and tell you he's fighting Igbo Biafra. Only the insane people. Because in the south we have mad people. We have everything you want. Only the ones that are truly insane, you will see them saying, oh, we Biafra, we Biafra. That era is gone and it will not happen again. Despite the fact they tried to metamorphose, that era is gone. But there was a time I was telling them, you are betraying the whole process. The issue of Biafra you are doing is betraying the whole process. How can you say all of us are Biafra? You went to build a security outfit and you call it Eastern Security, whereas we are South Security. Why not call it Biafra Security? These were some of the signs that made us know that we were just being used. Today we have gone on our own way. Now they are jumping up and down. Ijo is Igbo, Irobo is Igbo, Agbo is Igbo, Ikwere is Igbo. No, they have lost that chance. They will not get it again. But why did I bring it up? The reason I brought this up is that Nigeria would say, oh, we are the almighty Nigeria. Our military can contain this violence. When it begins, we will arrest this one, we will shoot this one, we will kill this one. My dear, understand how these things work. The fight we currently know how to fight is the fight between Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo. But when you create this system, you make it vulnerable. We get to a stage where everybody is fighting everybody. We shall know whose interest is being protected. We shall know who you are going to separate. We shall know how you are going to judge the matter. And that is why we are begging those at the corridor, at the pavilion of power in Nigeria, those who are stakeholders, those who are saddled with the responsibility of protecting life and property, those of you who say you are our governor, our senator, members of House of the Rep, ministers, and whatever name you call yourself. That is why we are appealing to you. If this issue escalates, where everybody have to fight everybody and nobody is fighting anybody, the truth is Nigeria will come down. But the consolation there is if Nigeria indeed come down, because this issue of fairness is not treated in the nearest future, from the ashes, new nations will emerge. And believe me, it will be the like the world has ever seen. Mark my word. But then we don't need to divide to build this nation African have been waiting for. Because since the eras of the imperialists, every ethnic group within the concept, the idea of Africa, have been living under the weight of groaning, waiting for the manifestation of you, Nigeria. But what are Nigerians doing? They are still massaging each other's ego. They are still looking for validation as a result of inferiority complex. Guilt is sandaled on their back, and they can't say openly. If they do not intimidate you, they do not have right to everything they enjoy today in the context of one Nigeria. How can a blind man lead blind people? All of them will fall into the pit. How can a greedy man be entrusted with the property, the wealth that is meant for everybody? He will embezzle it. How can a soulless man give comfort to those who need comfort when they themselves don't have soul? But I know you will not understand. You see, why I am bringing this discussion this morning is the issue of insecurity and how to tackle it. There is no need to pretend we don't know what is happening. We already know. There is no need for us to run on the offensive, creating uprising, public opera. No, there is no need of us attacking anybody, but let us gradually expose what is bringing about this uncalled for situation. I went somewhere yesterday morning, and there were a lot of people there from different tribes. The Yoruba were there, the Hausa were there, the Igbo were there. And they were all having a fair conversation. I was just in their midst, just the way I like to appear, the way I want to behave. And I was listening to them. It looks like I was the most naive individual there. Just few people know me, and I just needed it that way. And while the conversation was going on, they were talking about Africa. And one of them said, South Africa is the most developed country in Africa, followed by Nigeria. Most of them wanted to drag it, but they let it be. And then another one stood up and said, in that instant, that Lagos is the most developed city in Africa. And then others say, yes, in Nigeria. And then another one say, after Lagos is Abuja. And then another person jumped in and said, after Abuja, it's Port Harcourt. And all of a sudden, the discussion changed. I was actually enjoying it. And then somebody stood up, and the person say, is it not Igbo that developed Lagos? And some of you think it's a social media thing. It has been embedded, engrafted, written in the mind of certain clueless individual. And the man says, is it not Igbo that developed Lagos? If Igbo people leave Lagos today, Lagos will be destroyed. And what is his pain? What is his anger? Because they mentioned Lagos State, they mentioned Abuja, and they mentioned Port Harcourt. And he expected they should mention Anambra. And because no Southeast was mentioned, it looked like Igbo are marginalized. I'm telling you about fairness. I wanted to talk to them, but my identity will be revealed. And I said, okay, I will come out and do it the way I want to do, because I really don't want them to know much about me. And then conversation, argument started. The Yoruba there were not happy to hear about that. This is not social media stuff. The Igbo were vigorously defending that they developed Abuja. And I sincerely ask, Igbo people who have developed Lagos, why is it difficult for you to develop Anambra? You develop Port Harcourt, Igbo people. Why is it difficult for you to develop Imo State? Igbo people, you are developing Asaba now. I'm sure you are developing Asaba. Why are you not developing Ebonyi? Why are you not developing Enugu? Everywhere in Nigeria, it's Igbo people that develop it. And you think the owners of those land are happy with you? It's like all those cabal you people are forming in Asaba. You think we are happy with you and we are not watching you? For the king of Igbo people in Lagos to be jailed, you think Yoruba people are happy? And then these people will hypocritically come and tell you, you see, we will not receive our own fair share. But emotionally, you are not fair to other people. And if I had wanted to ask them question, what we are trying to do is to repair the damaged mind of Igbo man that want to be repaired. The worst you can do is you get angry. And if you squeeze your face, only your nose you go see, nothing more. But if you have sense, take this opportunity and retrace yourself back. We told Nnamdi Kanu, we told all of them shouting Biafra. I'm sure their voice is not as loud as mine now, when I have not even started from the uncompleted building. Now let's get it here. Each time Igbo people is trying to create problem, as they are trying to do in different guise and form, Igbo unity, Igbo are marginalized, Igbo Biafra, and all other rubbish, insecurity, Nigerian security murder. Each time you are doing this, let's look at it this way. Have you considered that if every country in Nigeria today, say Igbo people return to your community, do you know Imo State and Anambra State put together will not be enough to build the toilet you people will shit? Do you know? There were times during that Biafra agitation time, we were having a Zoom meeting on how to upset the balance in Nigeria. They say, no, we have to make a move. I say, you don't even talk about something like this. You are in diaspora and you are deciding for people at home. Let me break it down. Una no say, if you join Enugu or Imo State and Anambra together, then say Igbo people wey dey only in Nigeria, go back to your southeast. These two states no go reach una dig toilets. We una go shit. So where una wan stay? And now, because of fairness, we allow you to be comfortable in our place. That is what is getting into some of your head. That your thing, you develop everywhere. And so if two states in the southeast is not enough, you have the population, I agree, and then you litter them, destroying our own region. Igbo people get sense. How can I begin to talk to Awosama when my neighbor who say we are migrated from the same place is even frustrating me more than that? Tell me, where will I start with Fulani man? You have not reasoned it. That if they say Igbo people return home now, it is Igbo people, you will kidnap all of them. Moreover, most Igbo people can't come home anymore because their central land have been stolen by their uncle and their auntie. These things happen in everywhere. But ejabuki mofu nyanyam piamane. Ejabuki mofu nyanyam piamane. And so if we have to call for fairness in the civil service, fairness in the justice system, fairness in the political arena, fairness in the religious areas, what we are simply asking is live and let's live. And while you are living and allowing others to live, you must understand that there is a limit to your rights, even in your own rights. Because the end of your right is the beginning of another person's right. And so today, you have people who can go to your community and commit nuisance, vagabond, parabolating everywhere, but they don't allow you to come to their place. Igbo people, drop your insult and look at me very well. And tell me that, yes, the privilege we give you in my community, you are giving it to my people in your community. The insult you insult us on social media before now, and you go away with it. Tell me it has happened to you before now. And now you see it is changing. As far as any Igbo people continue to come out and support evil, we will not leave you. Addressing Nigeria issue require to first of all address the Igbo mentality. You can imagine a conversation people were having peacefully. Igbo man change it all of a sudden. Igbo develop here. Igbo develop Abo. Igbo develop this one. But when you are seeing this thing, you think people will be applauding you? Rich people don't say they are rich. See a poor man. Ogbaye hodafen. Oh, Nikon. Maybe you have not heard that parable. When a poor man becomes a rich man, it's uncontrollable. And people with inferiority complex constantly seek for validation. How can we get fairness? Today we are keeping quiet about the menace of the supposed Fulani headsmen in our community. Because by the time we move now, it's Igbo people. And by the time it's Igbo people now, because evidence abound, the Kano boys were the one doing this thing in the southeast, they were almost entering Asaba, if not Okowa, stood his ground against them. So how can we talk about fairness when we're actually committing the same crime, we're accusing the same people? And now this message is simple, dedicated to 4 different groups. Number 1, the Nigerian state. I understand a lot of Igbo people have influence in Nigeria. They can do whatever they can do. They can manipulate. It's okay. Manipulate. But you will remain in Abuja. Don't forget Abuja is another people's land. Your concern should be to develop the whole Nigeria. Making your place priority. But you are not doing it. That is why none of you can condemn the atrocity going on in your land. Where is Udoka Hotel? Everybody now here, oh, there is a hotel. They have grave there. Who owns Udoka Hotel? Why are you people hiding him? What are you hiding in Udoka Hotel? You think other people will go and drink Panadol for your own headache? You got to think again. And so to Igbo people, you are provoking or upsetting the balance. And believe me, it may not go down as you expect. You know, each time we are trying to caution you, stop this Igbo unity nonsense. You get angry and you push it the more. Don't worry, you will get unity and you will run. Each time we tell you, stop this unknown government, you will tell us, I'm Obi, Igbo Obi. Oge megi vumnanya. Each time we tell you, stop this propaganda, this disinformation. You believe you have the technical know-how. Continue. Spread the lies. We are enjoying it. But believe me, anybody your word goes against, automatically you make an enemy out of them. Where is your ally, O ye Igbo? You are surrounded by South-South. And 90% of your people are in the South-South because you don't even allow your people to stay in your Southeast. Why should you be the one that is cooking all this problem? Why? Don't you think this is time we build a fair Nigeria? A Nigeria where it is true you are Yoruba. A Nigeria where it is true you are Hausa. A Nigeria where it is true you are Igbo. A Nigeria where it is true I am Aboma. And everybody will put their origin aside first of all and build this platform that held us together. Don't you think that is the right time? Don't you think if you are better than me in this area that you are not better than me in that side? And then if nature have given you gift to excel in a particular area of life, why do you want to destroy my own area of excelling by penetrating me and trying to destroy me, obliterate me, and make me useless? Why would you do that? Maybe you will understand sooner than expected. And of course, I appeal to the Nigerian leaders. I will not that applaud President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, but everything policy he has implemented since he came into office, they are very harsh, very painful, and honestly, under normal circumstances, we have to criticize him. But then when we look in depth, we see it is trying to give the power back to the people. And I want to pray that he will be able to do that. And what we do with the power will be left for all of us. Look at the areas he's addressing. Look, for instance, the North are not coming out to tell you this thing is wrong because it affects Nigeria this way. No. Because this thing is wrong because it has been benefiting them and it will not benefit them anymore. And how do they confront such issue? We will vote him out. Next election, we will vote him out. Because they feel they have the largest number. But the hopelessness of the whole situation is that all of you that have highest number. What do you contribute to the nation? You feed on the minority. Those of you in leadership, it will not always be palatable. These are prophetic declarations I'm making for you. It's a Sunday morning. It will not always be like this. And now everybody is watching you. The people are watching you. The people are angry already. But when we talk about Igbo, some Igbo people will think this man hates Igbo people. If I command an army as we speak, I can assure you that about 30% of them are Igbo people, loyal and ready to cleanse Igbo land. But we have a government. And that is why those are saying, yeah, Igbo, deceiving your own people. Your people know the truth already. And each time we are talking, they are going to confirm what we said. They are asking questions. They are coming up. How long will you people play with the mind of our people, ripping them off emotionally, and then use it to your own advantage? Suppose political relevant. How long do you think your propaganda will sell? And those of you in politics, we are looking at you. Nigerians are watching you. I want to believe that when the day of reckoning will come, when the day you will redeem accountability finally surface, I want to believe that the people would say, come back home, our son. You have truly served us. You have done well. There are a lot of people who have walked the stage and they are no longer here anymore. And when we remember some of the things we used to enjoy as Nigerians, it is easy for us to trace it back. Oh, this was the man behind this healthcare. This was the man behind this and this and this. I was thinking about Nigerian leaders early this morning. And one of them came to my mind, Dora Akuchinyere, that woman that represented NAFDAC. I know what that woman went through. She saw her in one of her broadcasts. He said, the system I found myself, the only option I have is to swim against the tide. And that is exactly what she did. She swam against the tide. And even though they got her at last, but nobody will forget Dora Akuchinyere. And there will be no NAFDAC without that woman bootstrap. But you will not understand because you have not been to the hospital. When qualified doctors will treat you all to no avail, they begin to doubt their ability to practice their profession. But eventually you discover with the help of a pharmacy, you are giving them fake drug. They go to a place like Ebake, Ugwebe, they go and buy native chalk and begin to mold it like paracetamol. These people were not representing Igbo people. Yes, she's Igbo woman. But she was not representing Igbo people. She was protecting the health of Nigerians. And I'm sure nobody can fault her. But she's Igbo. And so if we are Igbo, get sense. And when we think about people like Obafemi Awolowo, a lot was said about Obafemi Awolowo. But believe me, my generation were the last generation of Nigerians that had access to free education. I'm not from the southwest. I'm not from the west. I'm from the Midwestern region, from Bender State, and currently from the South-South geopolitical zone in Nigeria. But Obafemi Awolowo did not extend or limit this free education to those in the Western region as at that time. He extended his hand of fellowship to Bender State, to Midwestern region. And of course, that is why today, more than 80% of all the school in Edo and Delta State as we speak was actually the product of one man, Ambrose Ali. He practically built almost all the school in Edo and Delta State, more than half of all the school in Edo and Delta State as we speak. Because the Yoruba under Obafemi Awolowo allowed us to enjoy what they are enjoying. But I could not say that about any other region. That is why when Igbo people are trying to unite us, I ask a question. What have we benefited from Igbo people? But now, I'm not a Yoruba man. We have not traced our origin to Yoruba as far as my lineage is concerned. But they feel, Obafemi Awolowo feel, we are one Nigeria. Let's see the extent we can get to. And so those of you in the political corridor, you will swim against the tide. But in the end, even those who criticize you will endorse you. Are you not seeing Donald Trump? The 45th and the 47th president of America. It's unusual. But he was almost kicked out of office as the 45th president of Nigeria. And then Joe Biden came in. And people realize they have made a mistake. They have made a mistake. It's because they were able to see the positive change the government of Donald Trump brought in. And believe me, it didn't take them time to re-elect him. And I'm sure if he continues on that path, even the next coming transition, he will still win. And that is why American has heard, this is the 47th president. But you do not know the name of many of them, because nobody takes a kingdom by word, by action. When you hear about Abraham Lincoln, when you hear about people like George Washington, it looks as if they are the first president. They may be part of the founding father. They were other presidents before them. Politicians, do your job well. And when you have left the scene, even children yet unborn will know you. You are the one that have the scepter to redesign the life that will favor all of us. But if it's about the financial gain, continue enjoying the financial gain. But if the system or the balance is upset in your lifetime, believe me, you will live like a fugitive the rest of your life, and that your children will not come back here again. I'm not threatening you. I'm telling you how nature works. Prophetically, that is how it's going to be. We may not be here when it begins to happen, but this broadcast will be here because you are not making your own broadcast. All of you started from PDP and deceived the whole Nigeria. And when the lie was obvious, all of you moved and jumped to APC. And now, on our shit, done the fool for APC. They try to bring obedience. Some are trying to divide APC. Some are trying to divide. They've not seen a balancing ground to deceive Nigeria again. But there is no APC without PDP, and there is no PDP without APC. Go and check all of them. And today, we sit back and watch you. Somebody will say, you know, the APC is very useless party, but it was from APC and ran to PDP. When there is no chopping in PDP again, he switched back. And then PDP will say APC is evil and they are cursing themselves and Nigerians are clapping for them. But they are the same people. You almost forgot that Peter Obi was a PDP member, Abuga member. Now he's a Labour member. I'm sure he's trying to go back to APC. You people, the people are watching you. With the few things Tinubu have done, if he's able to pull it, we'll still remember him like Awolowo, which most of us did not even see with our two naked eyes. But we feel their presence even when they are long gone. And then I talk to the third group, which are South people. There is an adage in my place. It simply say, Onye mane kihe mbeku angoto na ima ibu afia. When you are too wise, the torches will go to your shop and die there. And so too much of everything is bad. Some of us have been isolated by ourselves and the system for a long time. And so it is convenient for us to exist without looking for anybody. And that is why they pick us out one after the other without any form of resistance. OD is gone. Thank God to Obasanjo. They killed the army. Condemnable. But I'm sure they are still killing army in Sambisa. I'm sure there are a lot of places they are killing people. Why OD? And believe me, anybody who makes attempts to kill any security agent, you're not supposed to live. For any reason. You go and kill the police, you go and kill the army, you are not supposed to live. There are corrupt ones there. Their time will come. But we can always have at the back of our mind that the reason they are there in the first place is to protect the life and property of our people. And so whatever happened in OD is uncalled for. Recently, there was a community in Delta State where they have to kill some army people. A lot of people are trying to justify so many things. But we know something went wrong. And it is condemnable. We call them officers, not because they have office. It's just to make them feel, What am I trying to say? There is need for South to come together. Today we are calling Igbo people, even when we know that everybody in the Southeast is not Igbo. But all of them say they are Igbo. Let's be calling Igbo now. But look at Ebonyi State closely. It's one of the fastest developing states in Nigeria. What gave birth to this viction that drives them? Because they are seeing that they are not completely accepted by Igbo people. But they can't cry out because nowhere they will keep them. So it's their cross, they are carrying it. But no matter what happens, they will come together and mount resistance. I am from Delta State, carved out of the former Bende State, giving birth to Edo and Delta, which were old Midwestern region. And I'm sure if anything happened to me as a Delta State man, Edo State don't even know that I exist. And if Edo States, the same region with me, the same state with me, don't know that I exist, is it Bayelsa man that will know that I exist? That I'm protecting the interests of Bayelsa? No. Is it River State? Is it Cross River State? No. Whose state exactly we say this Delta Son, we will not agree, this region will not agree? You see, we have a long way to go. Now they look for who sabi speak English. Make una no worry. It will dawn on all of you. But this is not to create a platform to destroy the system, to corrupt the system, to hold the system to hostage. But it's platform to secure our life. Nnamdi Kanu is a low-life criminal. Every Igbo people know it. But you will see, the South governor, the Southeast governor went to see Tinubu. The Southeast governor are begging Buhari to release Nnamdi Kanu. But Nnamdi Kanu is Abia State man. Did you hear Abia State governor went to beg for Nnamdi Kanu release? Because they've imbibed this motion, one for all for one. Only that what they are doing now, their own right now is encroaching on other people's rights. Tell me any son of South man that will do something now, that South people will come out and say, no, we the South governor, we say this cannot happen. And you are our governor, hey, kudos, all our governor, we are hailing you. That is why all of you will be picked up one after the other. The idea is not to challenge or corrupt the system, resist the system. No, the idea is to secure yourself. If Emefiele was to be Igbo man, you will know that those South governors can write later. They will buy Hennessy. You know this expensive beer, they will go and give it to the president and beg. If Ibori was to be from the Southeast or Southwest or North Central, North Up, North Down, if these people, Allah may see them, were to be from these people who know what's up, did you know what they have to suffer? Are you not seeing Yahaya Bello challenging EFCC and Kano? If you do that, now they see Yahaya Bello. Alamessia was so humiliated. He's a thief, we agree. A thief among the thieves. Why are some thieves honored and some thieves are humiliated? Wike is talking now. Wike is talking. He's our man. But if anything goes wrong to Wike, I'm sure even River State will be divided against him. But it's not about you. That is why, if things go wrong, it will disappear. Kill this man, kill this our warrior, kill this our hero. When something strong happens, you begin to look for the person. It's a shame anyway. But believe me, South has more reason to come together than to stay alone. Imagine you have security outfits like the Omotekon, like the Bubago. That is my message for you. The journey of 100 kilometers starts with a step. The journey has already begun. And most of you that are in different platforms, believe me, It is the level of trust I have for you that determines the platform I keep you. There are millions of platforms there. I don't talk. I observe them. Some of you are reputable politicians, security men. Some of you are lawyers, intelligent people. Notice I don't talk. And once in a while, I move you from one group to another. I move you from one group to another. And this is because Igbo people can infiltrate us. The one they infiltrated, I've left all of them there. And once in a while, I chat to some of you and I move you. I don't talk to you. We will get there. And finally, my Nyoma people, my Abo people, don't you think you have slept so long? Don't you think there is need for you to move back and begin to review what is happening? Don't you feel like a stranger in your community? Don't you see that a lot of things are out of order? And somewhere along the line, it doesn't concern you. You are a big boy. You are doing well. My brother, okay, we are back. And so this having been said,